Alpha, Beta, Omega. No, it's not the name of a college fraternity. As you probably guessed from the title, I was only referring to some of the male types, specifically the various male personality types that make up the men of the world. The original theory began with the idea that human society was hierarchically similar to a pack of wolves. At the end of the day, we humans are still relatively primates living in an increasingly modern world. So of course some original personality types came out of it. When studying the complexity of human behavior, it is interesting to study how these archetypes manifest in our daily interactions. You probably know at least a few of these types that you can think of in your daily life. From the confident leader to the quiet observer, each personality type brings its own strengths and challenges to the table. And who knows, after watching it, you might look at some of them, or even yourself, a little differently. Sit back and let's travel the spectrum of male personalities. Depending on who you ask, there are at least 7 different male personality types, each with their own unique traits and nuances. Today we delve into the depths of their personalities and shed light on what makes each of them shine. Zeta Man. Number 1. Zeta Man. The Zeta male is one of the lesser-known male personality types. As you can imagine, this is considered the opposite of alpha males, which we'll get to shortly. Zeta male is a one-man wolf. Don't think about The Hangover. I know you are. Stop it. Being lone wolves, Zetas tend to keep their company and live by their own rules. This strict code of seclusion also extends to the Zeta's love life, as diners are usually celibate by choice, choosing to forego things like sex and marriage. Of course, everyone has reasons for this choice. For some, it might just be going through the motions with glasses, just seeing straight what's ahead to reach the goal. For others, it may be that their relationship went wrong, and as a result they chose not to focus their energy on things that might bother them. It can be a lonely life in many ways, but as every Zeta male says, even a lone wolf is better than a sheep. Gamma Man. Number 2. Gamma Man. The Gamma Man is interesting because gammas are like a stew of personality types. This personality usually has a little bit of everything. Unlike other, usually personality types, one defining feature stands out. Ranges do not have internal dominant personality types. For example, a person with a Gamma personality is both empathetic and adventurous. Over the years, some people have considered empathy a female emotion or weakness, but anyone who has ever been to a male doctor who treats patients terribly will tell you how important empathy is. Clearly, this is also one of Gamma's strengths. Gamos are usually very aware of themselves and how their actions affect others, which, along with their empathy, is a great asset in any field they choose to go into. Not to mention, Gammas tend to be both spirited and adventurous. So your Gower friend may suggest a crazy adventure, but he'll also at least hopefully make sure you survive it. Omega Man. Among personality types, gamers tend to be shy. Number 3. The Omega Man. Full disclosure, when I wrote this script it made me think of a movie called The Omega Man. The film was later remade with Will Smith in the lead role. And when it comes to Omega Men, this personality type tends to be quieter and more reserved than other personality types. Omegas very much march to the beat of their own drum. They are intelligent even to the point of being into things like video games or collectibles. But unlike other personality types, Omegas don't want to rule the world because it's just a place where they keep their stuff. He is usually that friend who is really smart in a lot of different ways, but doesn't use those smarts in a useful way. We all have that friend who is both the smartest person we know and the least successful. While other personality types might work for a huge house and supercar collection, Omega is content with a basement apartment and the latest video game. They also don't want to attract as many women as possible. In their love life, Omegas can be disappointing to their partners. Omegas want to take care of their partner, but at the same time, they don't like partners who constantly need them. Sometimes Omegas just want to relax on their own. This hot and cold relationship style often does not lead to long-lasting and meaningful relationships. Delta Man. Number 4. Delta Men. Delta males are another one of those somewhat lonely personality types, although their loneliness is usually less intentional than Zeta males. Delta personalities tend to be more reserved than other personality types, although in some cases Delta personality types may have developed after some type of trauma, causing them to withdraw from the world and live a more modest life. Although Deltas are hardworking, ambitious, and determined, they still manage to stay in the shadows somehow. They never get all the attention that some other personality types get, and this can unfortunately make them resent the world around them and feel like they're always trying to get ahead, but never quite get there. However, despite the aforementioned loneliness, this does not mean that Delta personalities are always alone. Deltas are not like Zetas who avoid physical and emotional relationships. Instead, Deltas tend to be somewhat withdrawn, even when in a relationship. If Delta has already been deeply cut, they tend to develop a self-defense mechanism that keeps everyone at arm's length. This can be especially frustrating for romantic partners, as many find when meeting Delta. My partner goes in, but they never go in. So even in a committed relationship, both the Delta male and even their partner can feel very lonely. But if a partner is willing to say it, they could have something very special. While Delta's masculine personality traits may not always make them the most fun at parties, they are definitely someone you want on your team. Number 5. Sigma male. This is a personality type that has only gained attention in recent years. They are another type of lone wolf personality, although in this case they are less of a hangover-style one-man wolf and more of a John Wick style. Specifically, we mean that the Sigma male tends to be cunning, confident, pleasant, and somewhat manipulative. They tend to be excellent communicators, and this, along with their confidence, draws people into their orbit. Unlike other personality types, Sigmas do not seek attention. The attention they receive is usually a byproduct of their general nature and also the results of their hard work. When it comes to work, Sigmas prefer to work for themselves than to be involved in boring, monotonous work. This independent streak and ambition also makes Sigma males very adventurous. It is not uncommon for Sigma males to pack up and leave on a whim in search of new experiences and challenges. In a relationship, Sigma men often have complicated dynamics. They value their independence highly, which can sometimes make them difficult or distant for potential partners. But when they do participate, they do so with intensity and passion, creating exciting and memorable connections. Their charm and charisma can be both attractive and intimidating, as they have a unique ability to charm those around them. So, as we conclude our 7 studies of male personality, it is important to remember that these categories are not definitive labels, but rather tools for understanding the complexities of human behavior. Each individual is a unique combination of traits and experiences, and these archetypes only scratch the surface of the rich tapestry of human nature. Whether you identify with one of these types or you find yourself somewhere in between, embrace your diversity and complexity and continue to evolve and grow as you go through life.